Hey there, ScouterStan here. You know what? This is the last episode of the first season. Now, don't get upset. It's okay. It's all recorded. You can go back and look at them. I'm going to take 3 weeks off, and I'm going to be working on my video series about tying knots that everybody's been asking me for. They've been going crazy about the knots. I call it Knotty Thoughts with ScouterStan. So it's all about knot tying, how to take the original 7 knots and turn them into all. If you follow that series, you will know more about knots than anybody in your unit. So definitely want to take advantage of that. So it's given me time to kind of look back on the past series. We've done a lot of stuff. We talked about what is a commissioner. We got into JTE. We talked about being in the moment at the end of a presentation, whether it be a pack meeting or a troop meeting, doing a small presentation at the end. We talked about what not to say. One of my pet peeves. We don't say, "Sides up." It makes me nuts, okay? We talked about that. There's been a lot of different things that we have talked about, and we are going to be looking in doing more. So, and because of that, that's a huge thing. We talked about anxiety, okay? How some units, how people get very upset. Totally understandable. They're in front of an audience. Public speaking can create a tremendous amount of anxiety. So that's something we talked about. We also talked about how a commissioner can help, okay? How they can be there as an assistant, somebody that they can drop back on, and definitely, be there as a resource. We also talked about doing things on crossovers from a pack to a troop. We talked about crossing over leaders and where leaders can land, not necessarily in the unit, but maybe something in the district they could help out in. That's something that to think about, and that was food for thought. In July, we were doing all of our summer stuff. We were talking about summer camp, how leaders can do fun things at summer camp and be involved in their unit and having fun. We also talked a little bit about charter organizations. You can do projects for your charter organization. It's not forbidden. It's actually encouraged. So that's something that we talked about in great deal. We talked about recruiting, and we talked about training for all of your leaders, including you. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You make sure your training is up to date. And speaking of that, we even got into the whole family scouting. We talked about not only are the children involved, but the parents and the grandparents and the great-grandparents and so on. They all should be involved, okay? The more that's involved, the better. So that was huge. America needs scouting, especially in modern times. That can be very scary out there. And but then we talked a little bit about things like roundtable. Extremely important. If you're not going to roundtable, you're missing out. So you need to go to roundtable. We talked about how there's training for just about everybody, including parents. They should do their youth protection. So we talked about that. We talked about things that come up in a troop, like Order the Arrow, Wood Badge. We talked over these things. And we also talked about den chiefs. Den chiefs are one of the critical things that are absolutely necessary for a unit to succeed, whether it be a pack or a troop. Super important. Definitely need to do that. We have talked about a lot of different subjects, but one of the things that I would like to encourage you is, if you missed any of that, go back through the playlist and go ahead and look at them, okay? I do not get offended if you fast make them go faster. That's okay. It's a lot of information, and I do tend to ramble. So that being the case, I want you to be safe, keep your scouts safe, keep doing the good work. This is good work we're doing. I firmly believe that we are making better Americans than could be through our schools, through society, to raise young people with the Scout Oath and Scout Law. We can change the world. We can change America for the better. And we're doing it. We're actually succeeding. So I believe that if we were to relax for any period of time, we're going to regret that. So we need to keep up the good work. We need to stay educated. We need to stay on the ball. We need to help these young people. So with that, you can also pick me up on podcast. There's a way I record these during the videoing of them, and they go out as a podcast. So all of my podcast people out there, thumbs up for you. They can't see that because they're on a podcast. But it is a handy format, and you can hear me rambling away inside your head. Scary thoughts. Anyways, look forward to next season. Please, if you have a comment on any of my videos in the past, I will see them, and I will reply. Any questions or suggestions for season 2? I've been talked into doing season 2. So, season 2 will be coming out, another 24. So definitely, if you want it, now's the time to speak up. Put it in the comments on YouTube, and that way you can definitely get a hold of it. I also have a website. There's a lot of ways to get a hold of me. And of course, you can always, down right here, I think I'll put up, that's my website, okay? Not hard. And very similar to that is my email address. So definitely send me something. If you have any questions or comments or concerns or suggestions for topics, I'm there. I'm your online commissioner to help you out. Think of it that way. Of course, if you have a live commissioner, use them too. Okay? Don't just rely on me. I'm just an electric thing, okay? I'm an algorithm someplace. Use your resources that you have. But always remember, you're doing the good thing. You're doing the good work. And keep it up. And I will see you in just a few short weeks, okay? I won't be gone that long. So none of that, all right? So, till next time, I'll see you on the trail.